chapter is taken from the Holy Quran, Surah 101, 1 through 4, the disaster. What is the disaster? We'll make you know how terrible is the disaster. In English language, according to the Rest Dictionary, the word disaster means a state, a deep distress, or misery caused by major misfortune, or loss, or a great event marked by great loss and lasting distress and affliction. Such disaster is now prevailing in America. It is getting worse daily. The third verse of this chapter of the Holy Quran, Surah 101, verse 3, asks a question. It will make you know how terrible is the disaster. The answer is given in the first four verse. The day wherein man will be as scattered as moth. We do not have to ask anyone whether or not this one of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. We see the fulfillment of this prophecy with our eyes and hear with our ears. These great disasters that now strike in America. We see the great division, the great disagreement, disunity, and murder of men. We see the great amount of raping and murdering of girls and women. There's great robbery and thief going on every hour of the day and night. There are great storms and adverse weather conditions. There are minor earth tremors and hailstorms. There are signs and wonders of signs being displayed in the heavens and earth and on sea and land. There is unusual behavior of children. Amen. There are unusual love or dislike of children by mothers and fathers and destruction of the process of childbirth. There is the great disaster of starvation and great destruction of health and of life by the use and administering of poison drugs, which is practiced upon those who are free and those who are bound. What had been known as America is threatened today with total destruction. America destroying herself in an effort to destroy her black slave. The water and air of America are being polluted by chemical use. America's scientists of war conduct dreadful experiment on how best to kill human beings by the millions and wipe out the life of whole continents. These are the days of fulfillment of prophecy of not one, but a many disaster. When all of these preparation and destruction of human life by the devil, Allah God too has planned to save his people. Allah God has claimed over the black slave as being his people. And the white slaveholders is angry because of the loss of the black slave by the virtue of this claim. Allah God comes to take the black slave away from enemy white slaveholders and join the black slave to his own kind again. The enemy white slaveholders hates this, but Allah God has the power to force the enemy white slaveholders to submit to his will. It is the will of Allah God that enemy white slaveholders let these black slaves go free. Allah God promised concerning the white slaveholders and the black slave. The Bible, Isaiah 43, verse 6, I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my son from afar, and my daughter from the end of the earth, America. Since Allah God has now claimed the black slave, giving them the truth, Allah God has called the black slave who has accepted the truth by his name. The black slave who have accepted the truth of his greatness and being one of the righteous nations of his kind belong to Allah God. The book must be fulfilled. wherein it prophesies that he will claim them to be his own elect at such time as the destruction of America. If Allah God has not chosen some of the people of America, the black slaves, to be his people, there will not have been any flesh saved from America. The Bible, Mark 13:20, teach us, except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh will be saved. But for the elect's sake, who he has chosen, he has shortened the days. It is virtual. The black slave must know that this is the time, a judgment of both the white slaveholders and the black slave. The black slave must learn to know his place in the judgment. The place of the black slave is with Allah God and his own black people. The black slave had been deprived of knowledge of his God and his own black people. Allah God has come and brought the black slave the truth. If the black slave refused to accept the truth, he would be destroyed for willingly and knowingly rejecting the truth when the truth had come in his midst. Disaster, disaster in the country of America. No secret can remain hidden, but the chastisement of Allah God will not let you hide it. As one writer prophesies in the book Isaiah 18 verse 1, whom to the land, shadowing with wings. This prophecy is referring to America, which have a cloud of planes shadowing the skies over America almost daily. Can America exist? The coming of the white man to the western hemisphere was for the purpose of expansion away from his brethrens, Europe. Europe was divinely given to the white race as a home when it was driven out of Arabia 6,000 years ago to abide there on that continent until the days of reckoning comes to them. These are the days of reckoning for the white race, as the religious scholars and scientists agree. But because of their nature, evil, they cannot help doing evil things against the righteous. They make war against the righteous, the black man, to prevent him from accepting righteousness and the doing of righteousness. Today, the black man in America is a prey into the strong, powerful hands of his enemy, the children of their slave masters. Good morning to all you guys. For 400 years, the slave master had mistreated their slave, and now, in the days of the redemption, they are doing everything possible to deceive them from accepting their starvation that Allah now offers to the black man of America. So strong is God's love for us that he now desires nothing but a total destruction of America. They hate me with a bloody hatred, and they tried to kill me for teaching the truth to my people. They do not want this black man of America to enjoy freedom, justice, and equality. Look what they did to Reverend Martin King, a man who was trying to be their brothers, a man who publicly taught that he did not want to draw the white man's blood. He said, if there was any blood to be spilled, let it be the black man's blood. His words came true, poor man. He was without the knowledge of self, his God, and religion, and so fear with fear of his 400-year-old enemy that he can never get starvation from his people, from the enemy. America had been blessed ever since our fathers came across the Atlantic out of the confines of Europe until this day. Now, for evil done to a slave, God threatened her with total destruction. America and Germany are the most evil of the white race. These two governments have been blessed, but they have not shown any worthwhile respect to Allah for his blessing. Allah God calls people out of all nations of the earth to come to America. They came seeking in heaven and earth, but those who came was evil too, as the Revelation and language teach us. Revelation 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with his own voice, saying, Babylon, America, the great, is falling, is falling. It become the habitation of devils, and the whole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. There is no people nor country on earth who will feel this prophecy better than America and her people. She had become a house filled with evil practice, with every member of the nation taking part. Yet she had been blessed with a great harvest of food, which is enough to feed the nation of the earth, and with her great advancements into the heights of her mechanical knowledge, and with her great wealth in silver and gold, that enabled her once upon a time to command the value of silver or gold of the world. But as it is written in all of this growing up of wealth and power, the act of justice was laid at the roots of this great tree of prosperity and authority of the nation of the earth, to be used by the Holy One to put a stop to the evil practices and the injustice to the righteous. America hath prospered it from the labors of her black slave. She pays the black man high wages and salaries, and then take them back from him through the high cost of living. This high cost of living, or trying to live according to the way the white man lives, keeps this black man down. And when he has acquired education of the white man, but is unable to complete with the white man, he becomes dissatisfied to the degree of creating trouble to find a way to sell prosperity against the will of the white man, which is to keep this black man in a condition of poverty want and disregard as equal human beings. Yet, while the white man teaches that all human beings are created accordingly, at the same time, he robbed this black man of a chance to be the equal other human beings. Can America exist with all for wicked doing against the black man in America in a state of inequality with other human beings? The continued existence of America in the way of governments and power over people other than her own depends on the way she will continue to treat her one slave, the black people of America, due to the prophecy of the Bible from Moses to Jesus and Muhammad. The prophet is saying that these prophets teach us that a coming showdown between Allah God and the slaveholders of his people, black America, must come to pass. Thank you guys for tuning in. The time has arrived of this prophecy of a defender coming to defend the prey, so-called who is held in bondage by the white slaveholders, who have and are still mistreating the prey to the extent that the world is in sympathy with the prey for justice. Now it is prophesied that a just ruler will come, and he have come to set up a rule or kingdom under laws of justice for a people who have lived under laws of injustice by unjust rulers. This must be fulfilled. If the next governments for the people university is going to be under such a glorious rule of freedom, justice, and equality, it is natural that the old ruler will oppose a new ruler coming to remove him and his authorities to rule the people. He will fight to keep his place and authorities over the people. This is why Allah threatened his opponents with the final declaration of war that will end the opponent's opposition to his laws of righteousness. I have been writing for many years of the coming doom of the world of Christianity, mainly America, who is the root and cause of this present judgment of America. The judgment of America is due to the way that she has treated the so-called the black people of America for 400 years. The very hour in which I'm writing, America still mistreats her one slave with the worst kind of treatment ever according to human beings. America practiced the way of her father's treatment of American so-called under what she called a law of freedom. But this freedom is only in words, not in practice. The slave master children's blood heart and way of thinking towards the one slave is the same as their fathers. They find it so free to beat and kill the one slave, so-called at will, that they will continue this practice of mistreating and murdering the slave day and night, because there is no law of justice for the black man of America, who was the property of their fathers of America, white citizens. America never thinks in terms of being equally punished for the wrong done to the so-called Negro. A Bible parable of Balaam riding a donkey must be remembered. When angels went to settle the unjust mistreatment of the donkey by Balaam, the angel found Balaam still beaten and forcing the donkey to carry him right in the presence of the visiting angels, who was carrying a sword to bring about the justice between the two. It is almost impossible to say that America can exist. If America is to exist, America ruling power will make prophets of the Bible and even the Holy Quran prophesize other than the truth. It is impossible to make them outliers with the doom of the race that will come at a certain time. And that certain time is now known. Time could be prolonged at the Messiah that the world had been looking for to come for 2,000 years. Desire, for he does what he pleases. This does not mean that he will change the idea of the doom and destruction of America. But if he pleased, he could have extended her time, and she did almost a marvelous thing, like submitting to the righteous, tied and delivered to a mentally dead slave, the so-called Negro. This is the only way America can exist, by bowing in submission to the will of God, taught by his messengers. The time that we are now in is a time of the anger of God against the evildoers. It is a time that the God of righteousness rejoices to repay the evildoers for their doing and to reward the righteous for their righteousness. Therefore, to curb this set day of doom demands for the doing righteousness, which by nature was not put in the right ways. But they may yet be smart enough to bow to put a stay to the execution for a few days longer, not by intermixing with a slave to enjoy as long as they are blind, deaf, and dumb. I do not understand. This act only has near doom, while the foolish, blind, deaf, dumb, so-called does not even know that he is being blind, deaf, and dumb to his slaughter. There is no such thing that the evil rule peace. Also, the wicked, according to the prophet Jeremiah and Isaiah, are the one who have destroyed the peace from amongst men. My advice to the right man is to make haste. Get in a hurry if you want to live. Bow and submit to that great truth and righteousness, the will of Allah. What will be the end of the war? What will be the end of the war? See, many of you may think if America ends a war in Asia, it will bring peace and prosperity to the people of America. Perhaps someday there may be a lull in a war, but not now. If America and Asia can find a way to bring about a concession of the war between each other, this does not mean that peace and prosperity is assured. Now, at this time, there's still this Cold War between America and Russia and other parts of Europe to be reckoned with. See, Europe will become a dreaded spot when America leaves Asia. It is true, as the prophet has predicted, that America must come out of Asia or be thrown out. Each, America and Russia, the two most powerful war factors of the world, is seeking to maintain their rule over the nation of the earth and even to conquer outer space. This will not last long. In a travel investigation into space, Allah God is permitting them to peep into his great unequal creation of power and might, the heavens and earth. The Holy Quran teaches that when Allah God gets ready to destroy people, he opens the door of heaven to them, gives them a peep into his great wisdom in secret. But this does not mean that this add power to an enemy be able to war against the Creator. The reason for all this is due to the fact that Allah God is setting up a kingdom of righteousness, freedom, justice, and equality. Black brothers do not look for high-paying jobs, drawing a big roll of money after the war, unless it's with the help of Allah God who prepared this for yourself, which I advise you to do. The, dreadf- the dreadful times we see, the most dreadful divine judgment that have ever been witnessed by man, are now coming on America. America is the divine target because she could have better herself in the divine eyes of Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, whom praise are due forever. But America did not and will not better herself as it is written and prophesied concerning ancient Babylon and Egypt. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Jeremiah 51, verse 9. Because she was not willing to do justice by her captive Jews from Jerusalem. So it was with Pharaoh when Allah, Jehovah, went after Egypt. The Bible asks, Pharaoh refused to give justice to Israel and made war against Allah, Jehovah, and his prophet Moses to prevent Israel from going free of Pharaoh's enslavement of them. The war, America cannot win the victory. It is impossible for America to be the victors in this universal war because of divine intervention against her, although she have enough deadly materials manufactured to try to win. Can she win against Allah, God? She boasts of her materials and being able to destroy the people of Earth 30 times. If she was left free to use the materials, maybe America could win. But the divine die was set against her long before she ever became America. She can try and boast of idea of mind to deceive her black slave, but she will deceive herself and them. America is made manifest by Almighty God and the person of Master Fala Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, that she is a total deadly enemy against her one slave. For many years I have written that America's greatest sin is her evil done to her black slave. Allah God tends to repay her what she has done. She deceived the black slave right at the point of total destruction. She tried to rule the so-called Negrian with false and temporary promise to offer him high political jobs to keep him from turning his attention to self and kind. A black politician should use his political knowledge to benefit self and kind. White America isolate the messenger of God from their minds with these false promises and make them to hate the messenger of God and to work against him, although the messenger of God is working for the interests of the black slave. The eyes and ears of Allah God are open, looking and listening to the actions. It is not necessary for Allah God to use mechanical devices. Allah God is physically will, and He has will, physical eyes and ears. He's capable of seeing and hearing everything we do and say. He has power to defeat us and our plan, which are against His plan. The American slaveholders want to deceive the so-called nigger into believing that Allah God is not paying attention to them. The white man wants them to believe that He is the God that they should pay attention to. I warn my people who believe in the idea that the white man is the God that they should pay attention to. You will come up the losers. Allah God is backing me up, and the work He has given me to do, the work He has given me to do, is for your own black starvation. If you think that you have starvation with the white man, then go ahead with him. I'm not here to force you against your own will, but I want you to know that if you are looking to white America for your starvation, you are headed with them to your and their destruction. There is no hope for America to win the war. There is no hope for the black man and the future of America. America has no future for itself. She will not be able to win the war. The scholars and scientists knows that America cannot win. It's not just I alone saying this. The scholars and scientists will tell us America cannot win. And we know by divine prophecy that America cannot win. If it was just Russia, China, Vietnam, and Korea using their judgment on how best to destroy each other, maybe America could win. For she have as much as they have in war materials and scientific preparation. America is capable of going out of the earth atmosphere and to fight them from there. But she would not be able to go out of the atmosphere there and destroy the black man of the earth. It is only a mistake that one should believe America's ability to build a way station in the air on the moon, for she will not be able to use it against us. The divine plan is set to destroy her. We have many things out there in space that can be brought into action against America for any other nation today. For Allah is the greatest. The mother planes. The mother plane was made to destroy this world of evil and to show the wisdom and mighty powers of the God who came to destroy an old world and set up a new world. The nature of a new world is righteousness. The nature of a new world cannot be righteousness as long as unrighteousness is in its midst. The same type of plane was used by the original God to put mountains on his plane. Allah God came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, is wiser than any God before him. As the Bible and Holy Quran teach us, he taught me that this plane will be used to raise mountains on this planet Earth. The mountains that he will put on this earth will not be very high. He will raise these mountains to a height of 1 mile over the United States of America. This reminds us of the prophet prediction of this time of destruction of the old world and the bringing in of a new world. Behold, the Lord makes the earth empty and makes it waste and turn it upside down and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. The Bible, Isaiah 24, verse 1. There are plains in various nations today, but this is the mother of them all. Why? Because this type of plane was used before the making of this war. Why should God make such a sign of his power to destroy a nation? Because this is the final destruction of that people who had opposed God and his purpose and aim for justice and righteousness. The white man is not a people who was made righteous and then turned to unrighteous. They was made unrighteous by the false God who made them. Allah God who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, whom praises are due forever, taught me that this plane is capable of reaching a height of 40 miles above the earth. His words could have been a sign, meaning 40 years, in which the plane will go into action, and not referring actually to 40 miles. Allah God does not speak one word that does not have a meaning. Every word that he speaks has a meaning. The mother plane, according to what have been described of by the devil scientists, is capable of not only staying up for a long period of time, but is also capable of alluring the scientists. They want to attack and destroy it. But if a plane did get close enough to attempt to carry out this purpose, it would be destroyed instead. The white men have learned that this is not a plane to be played with. Planes come out of the mother planes. In the 1930s, the Canadian newspaper reported that they saw the wheel, the mother plane. It came down out of the sky. They admitted that it looks like a great city and that something came down from it and appears to be a tube. But that tube-like thing went back up again. Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, taught me that after 6 months to a year, the mother plane comes to gravity of the earth. It takes on oxygen and hydrogen in order to prevent it to stay out of the earth's gravity until it needs refueling again. Ezekiel prophecy of the will. Ezekiel saw the mother plane in a vision. According to the Bible, he looked up and saw this plane in Ezekiel 1:16, and he called it a wheel because it was made like a wheel. A plane that is wheel shaped can turn in any direction at any time. He admitted that the plane was so high that it looks dreadful, and he cried out, "O will." Ezekiel chapter 10:13. Ezekiel saw great works going on in the will, and four living creatures, and a work was as it were a will in the middle of a will. Ezekiel 1:16. And when the living creatures went, the will went with them. And when the living creatures was lifted up from the earth, the will was lifted up. Ezekiel 1:19. The power of the lifting up of the four creatures was in the will. The four creatures represent the four colors of the original people of the earth. There are five great powers of the nation of the earth. The five powers are the black, brown, yellow, red, and white are the four original powers. The red is not an equal power. The vision shows the four creatures being lifted up from the earth, and when the wheel was lifted up, they was lifted up. And when the wheel stood, they stood. This means that they waited upon the movement of the wheel. In Ezekiel's vision concerning the wheel, he says that he heard the voice of one tell the others, "Take hold of fire and to scatter it over the cities." This means bombs. So in Ezekiel's vision concerning the wheel, it says that he heard the voice of one tell the others to take coal of fire and scatter it over the cities. This means bombs. It can mean fire too, however. The plan is to drop bombs which will automatically be timed to boil quickly to a position of 1 mile below the surface of the earth, where there are time to explore. Allah God taught me that these bombs are not to be dropped into the water. They are to be dropped only on the city. It will be the work of the will. The will is the power of the four creatures, namely the four colors, the black man, the black, brown, yellow, and red. The red Indians is the benefit also for the judgment of the world. We must remember that God comes to separate from the righteous that which is hindering the righteous from making progress, and destroy the effect of the poison of that which has opposed the righteous. The effect of the poison will be fully destroyed at the destruction of the source of the poison which has poisoned the righteous. It is like one being bitten by a rattlesnake. Quickly, medication is administered in order to minimize the effect of the poison upon flesh and blood until a complete cure is effected and the patient is well again. It is useless to try to ignore Ezekiel's vision of the will, for the make and destructive works of the will was foretold before it came to pass. The disbelievers believe that which he see present, and not that which is prophesied to come. This is why he is the losers, and take the course to hell, because he disbelieves in that which is prophesied to come about on a particular day. This is what the enemy is trying to do today with the black man. He is fastening him with sport and play and the doing of evil to keep him from going to the God who is present. You never thought the day will come when you see your wife and mother, an old grave-headed woman walking down the streets today, half nude. A few years ago, they would not have dared to come out into the public like that. But now they do so. The devil has put his approval on this kind of entire desire to please the devil, to do whatever the devil bid them to do. The devil desired to take this black man with him to his doom. Let us not classify the prophet as liars and ignore the prophecy. We may cause ourselves destruction through belief in the devil instead of the belief in the God of righteousness. There is no equal to the mother plane. This is the reason why she is called the mother plane. The mother plane is made for the purpose of destroying the present world. She has no equal. Do not be surprised at the make of this plane, since it is from the God who made the universe a floating planets and stars which are supported only by the power of Allah and in rotation and in orbits. Allah God came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, taught me that the mother plane is a little human made planet. It is not simple for Allah God to make a new planet if He wants to. The mother plane is capable of staying out of Earth gravity for a whole year. It is capable of producing her own oxygen and hydrogen, as any planet is able to do. The mother plane carrying the same types of bombs on her that a black scientist dropped on the planet Earth to bring up mountains out of the Earth after the planet Earth was created. The knowledge of how to do this had not been given to the world right race, nor will they ever get this kind of knowledge. The knowledge of the world is limited. If the devil will get this kind of knowledge, we could just say that we are goers. However, they are not able to attain this kind of knowledge. What does a 6-day-old baby right race look like trying to compete with a 6-year-old child, black nation? The 6-year-old child can run all out in the yard and play. He can eat solid food. The power of the 6-day-old baby is limited. The knowledge and power of this world life right race is limited. The world of the white man was made from what he found and what he has seen and learned it from the work of the original black man. The white race is far from being able to equal the power and wisdom of the original black man. The mother plane and her work is a display of the power of the mightiest God, Master Fala Muhammad, whom praise are due forever. Master Fala Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, is the wisest and best known. He is the mightiest of them all. Oh, well, said the prophet Isaiah, she was so high up in the sky that she looks dreadful. She is capable of staying away from you who plan the destruction of her. She is capable of confusing you who will try to reach her with your means of destruction. There are scientists on the mother plane who knows what you are thinking about before the thought materializes. Holy Quran, Surah 50:16. Therefore, it is impossible to try to attack the mother plane. She can attack you, but you cannot attack her. The mother plane can hide behind other stars and make herself invisible to the eyes because she does not have to wait on the power from the earth. She can produce her own power to go wherever she desires to go in space. The mother plane is not like your little bullets or cameras, which are powered by your limited powers. The Bible prophesies that today Allah God wished to make known to us that He is God. He wished to be respected as the superior God, who is all life in the universe, to know that He is the greatest. The Muslim recognize Allah God to be the greatest. Always repeat, you are the greatest. There is no God like unto you. None deserve to be served or worshipped besides you. Almighty will, I repeat, that there is plenty significancy to make of the mother plane. There is much significancy to the course operation of her work. Space here in this book is limited, but what Allah God taught me concerning the mother plane can be put into book forms. Or will make to rock the earth and to heap up mountains upon you, or will destroyer of the nation. No wonder the prophet Isaiah prophesied it, that the earth shall read to unfold like a drunkard. The Bible, Isaiah 24:20. Let us seek refuge in Allah, God, from the destructive works to come, from His mother, a plane. The decision. The Holy Quran, Surah 78 verse 2, of the tremendous announcement, the day of decision. The Holy Quran, Surah 78 verse 2 of the tremendous announcement, the day of decision. The Holy Quran, Surah 78 verse 2 of the tremendous announcement, the day of decision. The day of decision. The Holy Quran, Surah 78 verse 2 of the tremendous announcement, the day of decision. We are now living in a time in which we must decide on what shall we do. It is very important that we arrive at a solution, come to define agreement. You black men of America are holding back your decision. You are waiting because of the people who have brought this day decision to us by their way of rule. The rule in this way of justice. Now the God of justice before us. We must decide upon whether or not we will accept a change or rulers or remain under the present rule that is passing on the scene. We must decide rightly in order to relieve the people of pressure of injustice. Let our decision be for the benefits of our present and our future generation. We have no objection to that person who makes up his mind to remain in what he is already in. However, this announcement of great importance is laid before you and me so that we may come to some kind of decision, agreement on what we shall do about the truth of this announcement. The announcement is the truth. It's asking us to decide on whether or not we are going to accept the truth or remain in falsehood. It is called the day of decision. Decide this day which God you shall serve, God of freedom, justice, and equality, or the same old wicked God who rule Allah God is here to bring an end to. The wicked ruler veiled the eyes of the people with falsehood, that the people may take falsehood for truth, and the truth for falsehood. It's what the Bible and Holy Quran teach us. All an important announcement made by the prophet from Moses to the present day. Enemy of truth had deceived the people and made the people think that they was listening to falsehood. They made the people think that the prophet and his God was too weak to prevail over falsehood with truth. What is said here in this writing is directed to the black man of America. He is the real one who must decide on whether or not to remain in what he is in or accept a better rule that is ruled by the God of freedom, justice, and equality. My black brothers and sisters, I want you to know that you are in a pitiful condition here in this day in which the announcement is being made to you to make up your mind about what you are going to do. In plain words, I wish to write here and tell you that you do not have a long time in which to decide on what you want to do. Thinking that you have a long time to decide is a mistake that people made in the past. Noah's people, Lot's people, was the losers for ignoring the announcement from these worthy prophets. They waited for the fact that what they had was going to continue to be. We here in America do not have to wait and see. America is falling up under divine chastisement and destruction is taking place before your and my eyes. Also, the Bible and Holy Quran prophesies it of these days and what is going on. These days are the days of judgment of Allah God against the wicked. To see more may mean the end of your life and my life, as it was with the people in the world and Lot, who waited to see more. They could not come to a decisive point of agreement. They waited, and maybe you too will wait. To wait for the truth to be fulfilled means that we will suffer the consequences of the truth by not accepting the truth. The day of decision, as there was opponents of the prophets in the past, we have opponents of the prophet in this modern time. But all of the warning that was given before these days, we can make our decision so easily. Remember, the people in Noah have no prophets nor scriptures before Noah. Again, remember, even as late as the time of Moses, the people of Moses, the Israelites had no previously scriptures before Moses. You black brothers are better off. You have all the scriptures that was given to the prophet throughout the whole 6,000 years of the white man on the planet Earth. And then you will be so foolish as to delay in making a good decision until you see something happen. As the Holy Quran and the Bible teach us, until you see the angels coming in the cloud of heaven before you make up your mind. But still, probably you will reject that. Surely will not come in the cloud of heaven, but as the Holy Quran teaches you, it will not be a good day for you who have waited for such time. See, when the angels come in the cloud of heaven, they will not be coming to do anything like preaching or giving you further knowledge. It is prophesied that on the day of judgment, the angels will come to execute judgment on you for not believing, save those who do believe. The preachers, the messengers, is the first to be judged. Angels come to execute judgment on those who did not believe the message. The angels in the time of Lot are a good warning to you today. Those people was lost. Angels came to execute judgment on opponents and disbelievers of Lot in the city of the plain where he was living. The day of decision only means the resurrection and judgment of the present world, of this present world. As Jesus prophesied as it was in his day of Noah, Abraham, and Lot, so will it be today. They was eating, drinking, and having a good time, as they call it. But it's not a good time. It is a wicked time. The history teaches us that by waiting there was the losers, but yet it will be the same today. It is the same for what's going on now. You are rejecting the truth, or you are accepting falsehood instead. Naturally, the enemy of truth is angry with the bearers of truth, because by nature the enemy was not made of truth. He was made of falsehood. But again, the Bible teaches that whosoever believes the same shall be saved. This is true whether he is white or black. If a white man, woman, boy, or girl believe, even though by nature they are not the real righteous, faith will get them out of hell that Allah God threatened this world with, and a time will be put on. I'm sure that you know this. They also know this. That reading it, but they will escape if they have the faith in Allah God and His religion of Islam, as Jesus prophesies in the Bible. Even though an enemy give one of at least one a believer a drink of water, and that being an act of goodness, God will not deprive the act of goodness of His reward. Make up your mind. Come to a right decision. I warn you. When shall we see all things? Jesus prophesies that when we see the fulfillment of the prophecy of this time, then we should know by such acts of the people, strange actions that we have never witnessed before carried on by the people. Know that it is the end is near, even at the door. The Bible prophesies in Daniel and Matthew, saying that this is a time that man has never seen before, and man will never see such time again after this time. Strange happening. In prophecy, Jesus says that parents will be against children. Children will be against parents. Do you not see these things being fulfilled today, right in our eyes? Not only are parents against children, children against parents, and parents are murdering their children, and children are murdering their parents. In some families, parents kill their children, and then they commit suicide themselves. This is going on today in the old USA, where the gospel of Jesus is preached every hour of the day somewhere in the land. In this time in which we are now living, there is no respect for dignity. President leaving the country to travel far to meet with rulers of foreign countries, discuss the strange things that are happening and the strange things that will happen between nations. The beautiful, rich country of America, the rich, many people of Europe and Asia, migrating, seeking refuge in this country as the prophecy is now coming to fulfillment. In that day and time, everyone will begin to go away from America instead of coming to America. As the Revelation Bible teaches us of the prophecy that they will stand afar off and see the fire of her America burning, and for fear of it, they will lift up their hands and their voice, and they will lament for her. America trades is cut off, and all of her delicates, delicious things that she used to have in trades It is all gone. In 1 hour, one day, it came to pass here in a western hemisphere. The most wicked people who ever lived on earth are in the western hemisphere. As the Bible teaches us, that God says that to him, this is like Solomon and Gomorrah. There God did say that the wickedness of the day of Noah and his people, and Lot and his people, the Stalemites, was no more than child's play compared to this wickedness of today, where they are highly educated, they are scientists at making wickedness for themselves. Day and night, up and down the streets, people are killing, murdering each other. We do not know very much about what is going on in Europe, but we do see it right here in this city of Chicago, Illinois. The radio and television announced to the public that murdering, killing are taking place continually. When shall you see all things? Today there's great disrespect for one another. A mother and her daughters are walking the streets in shame. To the public are decent minded people. They are throwing their clothes aside from their bodies, trying to keep nothing covered but their shame, and some bury, cover their shame, as it was in the days of Noah, and like so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. The Son of Man comes to judge man and mankind. The days have come. And Daniel prophesies, Daniel 9:26 and 27. And to the end, the war, desolation are determined. And for the overspread of abomination, he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. Just think about it. At the end of the war, desolation. So that put an end to the hope of those who expect to see a great boost of prosperity after the war. In the days of Noah, children of the star mice came out happy that morning, and that was the end. They saw a cloud making up. They just considered that it was a regular rain cloud, but that was the end. In the Bible prophecy of Jesus, we see Matthew 24:38 and 39. For as in the days that was before the flood, there was eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage, till the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew that until the flood came, and took them all away. In the time of Noah, the people of Noah was having parties, as you are doing today, and that day was the end. In the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, they were so wicked that they was willing to go to war with the angels in the house of Lot. The Sodomites attacked the angels of God, who had power to destroy the Sodomites almost instantly. The Sodomites warned that they had been watching the angels visiting the house of Lot. A terrible time is gradually approaching upon us. A time so terrible until it will make children's grave head. Holy Quran teaches us. The Bible teaches us that there will be a time never witnessed by man, and there will be such time in the hereafter. It's a great time. You see, day and night storms are coming in the country. It is storming day and night. The Holy Quran prophesies as disaster one right after another. This we are witnessing with our own eyes. Oh America, oh America, where shall you flee? The Holy Quran teaches us, black man, to take refuge in Allah God. Today people laugh at you if you invite them to do righteousness. They make mock of you doing right. So did the people of Noah and Lot. As it is said so beautiful in Jesus' prophecy, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. When shall we see all these things that now you see, know that is here? We are living in the end. My black brothers, I say, fly to Allah God for refuge. Come follow me. I may look weak, but through me you will find refuge in Allah God. The judgment is near. Hey, it's